I'm not gonna lie, this whole situation got me tight. Because why would you get on the internet crying with a bruised up, gashed eye, talking about ask my husband what happened to my face? Girl. And now you're backtracking. She goes to Lauren LaRosa. Shout out to Lauren for always bringing us the information. But she says she never called her husband an abuser. Lady, what do you think people were gonna think? I'm very confused. Then you have the nerve to say social media has drawn its own conclusions from information that was shared, but those conclusions are not the statements I have made. What did you think people were gonna think? And now Big Tigger has finally made a statement of his own.
I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false, untrue, not happening, didn't happen. Additionally, it's important to clarify that Francesca and I have never been anything more than friends and respected colleagues. I'd like to apologize to you, Francesca.
You know, I didn't know what to believe. But then you don't want to not believe the woman, because a lot of times women be scared to speak up for themselves because people in the world don't believe them. But it's because it's shenanigans like this being played. I feel like don't come to the internet if you don't want the internet to speak on it. Especially when it's about somebody who is well known. She knew people were going to speak on it. She knew the blogs were going to pick this up. That man's career could have been really, really messed up behind this.
Well, not Big Tigger. Say it ain't so, man. Say it ain't so. Now, we all know Big Tigger, man, from Rap City, man, the Basement, 106 in Park. Right? You know, he go way back. The funny thing is, I thought he was older than what he was. He's only like 53, 54 years old. But it's like he's been around a long time, man. Right? We all, you know, back in the day, man, we watched Rap City, man. All the rappers come on in, they get on in, they spitting. He's spitting a little something on the mic, man. But Big Tigger was a household name, man, in hip-hop, man, especially on the BET scene. Well, now he has these allegations against him. And the crazy thing is, he has these allegations being levied against him of abusing his wife and the children, all this kind of stuff. But there's a lot of women that don't believe the wife, right? There's a lot of women that don't believe the wife, right? And they're coming out against her saying that, you know, this is like her fourth baby father. She's accused all the men that she's dealt with of this. Now, I don't know if he's guilty or not guilty. I'm only reporting what they're saying, right? What they're saying. But this whole thing gets real crazy. Let's get off into this, man. Let's get off into this. Man, this whole thing is just crazy.
New today, V103's Big Tigger now facing charges after he was arrested on Saturday. And it comes 2 weeks after his wife posted a video to social media showing what seems to be a gash on her face, along with the black eye, and then a caption saying, "Someone asked my husband why face happened."
Let's bring in 11 Alive's Chase Howell. Chase, you read those warrants extensively. Talk us through the charges here.
Yeah, so Faith, Cheryl, right now, Big Tigger, a.k.a. Darian Morgan, is facing aggravated battery and cruelty to children in the third degree for allegedly putting his hands on his wife.
What exactly?
I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false, untrue, not happening, didn't happen.
So we just heard what seemed to be him saying that these allegations are not true. What exactly is his wife claiming here?
Yeah, so Faith, Alicia Brown, his wife, claims she found texts in his phone between him and another female. They got into a fight, and at some point, he allegedly called her a psycho and began recording her with his phone. Then Brown says she snatched the phone out of his hands, which led to him allegedly tackling her to the ground, causing her to bruise her lip. But it didn't stop there either, you guys. So according to Brown, she claims when she got to her feet and headed to the basement and said, quote, "I'll show you, psycho," and began unplugging his computer. It was then when she says he restrained her, and after multiple times of her telling him to leave her alone and to get his hands off of her, he allegedly began pushing her out of the office. And according to the warrant, at some point, she lost her footing and hit her face on the door, cutting it. And again, what we just heard from earlier was from Big Tigger, where he completely denied any of those allegations and just says it's not true. He's been taking to social media, posting a lot of, quotes, a lot of quotes, I would say.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that third degree charge about cruelty to children. Walk us through what that one means, why it's included here.
Right. I mean, when you hear cruelty to children, our minds instantly go, oh, he must have hit that child. Well, that might be true in the first degree sense, but not here. Cruelty to children in the third degree basically says, look, a child, and according to police, a child was in the home during this argument, and they were around, they were in earshot of this violence.
All right.
So this whole thing. So when they put that in, and they try to make him look like he's just the worst person ever, right? They just throw that in there because the child may have heard it. But she went online with her face all busted open, lacerations, asked my husband how this happened, and a lot of women was taking umbrage with that. But there's some other stuff that's going on that Tasha K has now uncovered and has made us aware of that a lot of us wasn't aware of. Because, you know, first of all, when a man is accused of these type of egregious acts, man, a lot of times, man, there's no coming back. It's a lot of times there's no coming back from it, right? So let's get off into what Tasha K was uncovering, because this woman has a troubled past, right? Let's get off into it.
Because Big Tigger has a very clean record, and he's never been accused of anything like this before. But it's just an unfortunate situation. I'm not going to say he did it. I'm not going to say he didn't do it. But what I'm saying is credibility is a big issue here. So how did you meet his wife, his now wife, Alicia? When did you guys meet?
We met when we were teenagers, like back in 2009.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my daughter is 17. So I've been around, or I've been familiar with this woman for that long. We met back in 2009. As far as the abuse allegations go, I can say that because my own personal experiences, she's definitely lied about being abused. Go to the police and we'll get you arrested for it. It was.
So this is a guy that she dealt with in the past that she has a child with. And he's alleging that the same thing that she did to Big Tigger, she's done to him and her other baby fathers. So she allegedly has a pattern with this, right? And this ain't nothing new. There's women out here that are being abused, but there's a woman that also takes advantage of certain things, right? I've seen this, right? I've seen this.
It's just at a very, very smaller scale when we met, because we both didn't have much. So the only thing that was happening to me at that time was I was going to jail. I wasn't losing much stuff. She did the exact same thing to me, minus the internet. She would come to court, say I beat her up, say I was abusing the child, and they would either arrest me or start an investigation with CPS, Child Protective Services, to basically cause a wedge between the relationship between me and my daughter. Any and everything that she would try, or any and everything that she could think of trying, she would do when it came to severing our relationship.
Well, let's lead up to that. So you guys met as teenagers. You started dating as teenagers?
Yeah, we dated for a year before we broke up.
Okay, as teenagers.
Yeah.
Now I want y'all to hear this. They dated for a year before they dated for a year before they broke up. But watch how this thing uncovered. I'm gonna tell you why I love Tasha K, right? Because Tasha K, how I always say, I'm not pro-black man or pro-black woman. I'm pro-black people. Tasha K practiced that as well. Like, she don't have no problem calling a woman out. She don't just agree with a woman just because it's a woman. I've been covering her on multiple occasions. She always say, I got sons and daughters, like, and a husband. Like, she will get at a woman if she don't believe her. She don't just go with the believe all women stuff, right? Or believe all men, because I've seen her check men. She comes right down the middle with it the way I do.
From you guys are from the Maryland area, correct?
Baltimore, yes.
Okay, all right. So very small time. You'll be shocked at how many people are in my DMs about Alicia and her shenanigans and things like that, and they're not surprised. So you guys dated for a year. She became pregnant in that same year?
She got pregnant in the year. I went to jail in that same year, and we broke up.
What did you go to jail for? What were the allegations?
The allegations was I beat her up in my car, and they sent me to jail. I had to go to court. Ultimately, it was a probation before judgment, so it was never no type of guilty finding or anything like that. From that point on, she was pregnant. So From that point on, it was always tumultuous to try to get information about the pregnancy, the baby, and going forward from there.
So he's alluding that when they went through their problems, she accused him of all kinds of horrific acts, and then took the baby from him and kept the baby from him. He's still been estranged from his child. He's still trying to be able to see his child. He was even communicating with Big Tigger to try to see his child. So the same thing that she's doing to Tigger, she has a history of already doing this.
Did you hit her?
No.
Did she hit you?
There were so many instances of me going to jail and me being arrested and cases behind it. There would be times where she would say I would beat her up, and I would not even be in the same zip code. I would be at work, she would be somewhere else. She said I beat her up on the side of the highway one time. I was at work, I was on crutches, and I still went to jail. And all of these things is stuff that you can kind of verify, but everybody that knows me knows the story as far as the history and how many false allegations she's put on me.
And so this went on for how long?
So just to clarify, we were together like 1918. Like it was after high school. That's when we met.
Okay.
I was about maybe 20, 21.
What? Oh, hold on. No.
And turning 21, and she was about 20 or 19.
Okay.
It lasted for approximately 1 year before my daughter was born. And by the time my daughter was born, I had already had a case placed on me by Alicia. We got in an argument outside of College Park when she was in college. And I took her back home. On my way back home, she took the keys out of my car while I was driving. The car almost crashed.
I've been through that. I remember them days. I've been through all that, some of this stuff, man. I've been through this stuff, man. Let's proceed.
I got the keys back. I pulled up in front of her building, and she started assaulting me and hitting me with everything in the car. Police get there. Nobody goes to jail. Everybody goes home. Well, actually, when the police get there, she gets arrested. I go home. By the time I wake up that next morning, I have a warrant saying that I assaulted her and things of that nature. So by the time my daughter was born, we had already been, I guess, separated or broken up.
Okay. All right. And all this happened within pretty much the first year of y'all meeting.
Yes.
And having a baby.
Correct.
Okay. So second time, you guys, now you guys are co-parents at this time. You're not together anymore.
Right. We're trying to co-parent, but it's still kind of, during that time, it was like, we're trying to co-parent, but we still kind of teetering the fence of, does this look like a family? Does it not?
Okay.
It was kind of both.
So how many times, I guess, because now you're saying that your daughter is missing, Alicia's police record is floating around social media. We're going to put that up here in the video. There's allegations of her leaving the baby in the car. I don't know if it was your baby or one of the other baby fathers or whatnot. Her abducting the child from you because you were given full custody. But after the first time
So he was given full custody of the child, and she took the child from him and ran with it. She was accused of leaving one of the children in the car to go gambling, right? So she has a arrest record, and like this whole thing gets real. This whole thing gets real goofy before we get to the Big Tigger part.
went to jail and there was a warrant, how many times after that can you roughly guess, like how many times you were, I don't know, accused of hitting her or charged with hitting her after that first incident?
I would say the next 7 years, over 6 or 7 times, she would put a warrant out on me. And the warrants and everything started because the initial time that I got arrested, I took a probation before judgment. I didn't know at the time that even though it doesn't count against you, it's not a guilty finding. If this same person or same alleged victim goes and makes a story about you or claim about you, you get an automatic warrant because of the prior incident. So after I went to court the first time, I got locked up, I'm going to say at least 7 or 8 times after that, all for the same thing and all put on me by Alicia.
Okay. How was she able to prove that you did anything to her?
Well, you don't need proof. That's the thing. When you go to file a warrant or when you go to file charges actually in Baltimore, you just have to go to the commissioner office and write a story. And then they look at your history or your priors, or if you have a criminal record, and they would see that, oh, I see another incident from the same victim. She's coming in here saying that, I don't know, I beat her up on this date and then I went to work, or I did, I.
So I'll pause it there. What I wanted to do was I wanted to give you guys an idea of what who this woman is and what people and what women were saying, right? So you have Big Tigger, and like I said, I'm not taking up for neither one of them because I don't know if Big Tigger is guilty or not guilty, right? Big Tigger busted for battery, cruelty to children. But as a man, I know when you're accused of something like this, right? I want you to have proof, because the thing is, this is the thing. He can be found not guilty, but in a court of public opinion, he'll be guilty forever. This can mess with job opportunities. This can mess up a lot of things for him as a man. So when as a man, when you're accused of something like this, I just want to make sure that everybody has the facts and we can move accordingly, right? Not when you have a woman that has a history of this. So there needs to be a thorough investigation because she has a history of this kind of stuff, right? But let's get off until now the Big Tigger part.
Yes, I got the call that Big Tigger was arrested and charged with, I believe it was, let me make sure I get the details right, for the charge, even though I don't believe any of the details, okay? Arrested on battery and child cruelty charges, released on a $10K bond, okay? So I'm being told that this was over the weekend. This is the reason why Francesca is holding down the fort over there at V103. Tigger is not there. Everything is just kind of up in sham. She's new as a radio host herself, and so she's having to carry this show that one of our Black unproblematic legends have carried for many years. I grew up with Tigger. I was a child when Tigger was on TV. And let me tell you something. I've been in this business now going on like 14 years. And I got to tell you, nothing has ever remotely came across my desk regarding Tigger. Ever. I'm not saying that he's perfect. What I'm trying to tell you is you have to judge people by their character. And nobody has ever told me anything wrong about Tigger. Matter of fact, I just met Tigger for the first time, and it was kind of an awkward situation. I'll tell you about that at a later date. But for the most part, Tigger wouldn't bust a grape if you paid him to. He's short, he little, he looked like he ain't got no teeth in his mouth. And, no shade to him or anything like that, but I'm just telling you, I met the man, I said, but skill-wise, when I heard Tigger on that radio mic, I said, whoa. Like y'all hear him on the radio every morning. To hear him live doing that, I said, damn, he's really been doing this. He is seasoned. He is polished. He is one of the people, even though, you may not, consider his brand as dynamic, because he's just kind of floated.
He was part of the hip hop scene, our hip hop generation. So he's part of our, when we were growing up, he was on the scene. So he's part of our growth process, and with the Basement and BET and the hip hop scene, Big Tigger was there, right? Big Tigger was in the mix. So that's basically what she's trying to say. And I'm older than Tasha K, so I remember, I was right there. I remember him even more. But I understand what Tasha K is saying. She's saying, like, listen, man, I do this gossip thing, and I ain't never really seen nothing on him other than people thinking that he was part of the Skittles crew. But we find out, he had a wife and some children. But let's proceed.
He's kind of did his own thing. He hosted MTV Raps or whatnot. He's been a host for many different things. Like, he's just never been problematic. And I think we can agree on that part there. Okay. And so when I saw his wife, first of all, when I saw him have a baby, I was like, oh, well, Atlanta's saying you was gay. You know, for real. Like, let's talk about it. Atlanta said the man was gay. Everybody was shocked when he had a baby, right? Everybody was shocked when he had got married. It was like, wait a minute, he's married too? And everybody was shocked, especially me, when I got the video and the images that his wife, Alicia Brown, put out of her face busted up, and she blamed him for doing it.
Now, I want y'all to see this. And this is why I rock with Tasha. Because Tasha's not, like I said, one of the women that just says, believe all women. She don't do that, right? There's women out here that lie too. Women lie the same way men lie.
And said to ask, well, I'm saying she didn't blame him. She alluded to him and has come out when he came out and did his statement to say, I never said my husband hit me. Well, who hit you, you crazy? Who did it? Who did it? Tell us who did it then. I never said my husband put his hand. So why is he charged with domestic battery and child cruelty? Because y'all got a baby together. Why? Tell us who did it, child. Chantel, what's that name? Chantel Jackson? Huh? No, I'm talking about Chantel. Y'all remember Chantel? Chantel Freeman? From the Freeman series? The woman that said everybody in her family touched her? She even said my producer touched her. She said the cab driver touched her. Y'all got to go watch the Freeman series on TashaKLive.com. But I say this to say, here's what I'm going to say. So I don't believe this. I decided to not break the story when I got it. I said, let somebody else take it because I am going to unbreak it. And I am going to unbreak it by first stating this, okay? First of all, we just got a police report on Alicia, okay? Jasmine, do you have that police report up?
I want y'all to pay attention to what she about to say, what she about to do. And this is coming from a woman. So, and a lot of women, y'all love Tasha K. So it's not coming from a man. I'm reporting on what a woman is saying about this woman.
Or we can't put it up. But we got to show them something to show that it's real. Okay. We got to show them something. We don't want to put out personal information because that's what can get our videos, struck or taken down for privacy violations or doxing or whatnot. But for the most part, like this is, so we got it redacted. This is, Alicia Brown. This is Tigger's wife. She was arrested for battery. So here's what happened. Let me go ahead and get the specifics on this real quick. Okay. Y'all just hold that thought right there because let me tell you something about her and the pattern that I feel that has just been persistent over the years with her because I've spoken to many different men and I'm going to tell you about what they said here in a second because I got words for them too. Because I'm really angry that I'm the only person that's willing to come out here and say something about her behavior and her character because y'all scared of her. And to me,
no, a lot of women are not going to hold other women accountable and call them out. I like the fact that you get at both of them, the men and the women, right? I respect this because you're not going to see too many videos like this where you do have women now that saying that they don't believe her, but you won't see too many women that with channels like this that's going to come out and do what she's doing.
I feel like she prides on unproblematic men who won't bust a grape, who won't say anything, who won't stand up for anything. Put this down. Give me a second. Let me get my shit back together. Let me get my shit back together. Because I'm about to reveal some stuff to y'all real quick. Okay? And I'm going to let y'all be the judge of this. I'm just saying I don't believe her. And I have every right to not believe her, okay? So this is a booking report from the Fulton County jail magistrate, okay? So there was a bond ordered for a woman named Alicia Brown related to a misdemeanor family violence battery charge. This happened September 30th of 2025 last year. Alicia was the aggressor. Is what this is saying, okay? So she was booked on 9/30/2025 with a jail booking number of 2517850 and an SO number of P01157303. Her custody status is listed as misdemeanor unsentenced, processed on 10/1/25 at 8:08, okay, a.m. Now, personal details include, of course, her race, birthday, whatever. She's from Maryland. We did a very extensive video from one of her child's fathers who hasn't seen his child that he's had with her. And he has been accused by her of doing the same thing that Tigger is being accused of now. But mind you, she said she never said her husband did anything to her, although she was the one that uploaded the photos of the busted eye. But came out after he said he didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing. Was in my comments threatening to sue me because I don't believe you. And ain't nothing you can do. You can't sue me into believing you. I believe you when you produce that baby that you have been accused of kidnapping from his father after you said that he touched your baby inappropriately. How is it?
Hey, hey, Tasha K ain't playing, man. Listen, she not on that believe all women stuff. And the thing is, we gotta have community, man, and we gotta protect each other. Listen, when a woman is abused, and we know for a fact that is wrong, we gotta come out and we gotta support that woman, and we gotta hold that man accountable. When a woman has a checker pass and we can see a pattern of this and a pattern of accusing certain things, the women got to come out and hold that woman accountable. Because when it comes to a man, when a man is accused of something like this, abuse of a child, abuse of a woman, essay assault, and stuff like that, even if he's found not guilty in the court of public opinion, people still want to look at him a certain way. So I'm glad that Tasha is saying something because she knows this, and she knows women. Right? Women lie too.
That every single man you've been with have said the same thing about you. They beat you and they touched the babies. The arresting agency is Sandy Springs Police Department. Okay? The bond amount was $1,000. Her and Tigger have been at odds for a minute, and he has chosen to keep everything silent, and she has been boiling. And how am I going to get him back? So this is her get back. Now, I know you're like, Tasha, well, what happened to her face? Ask her. She said he didn't do nothing. She came out and said that. He's about what money ties. Ain't nobody paid this lady. No damn mind. That's why she doing it. Now I want to say this about the men that I've spoken to that have had relations with her. Because you want me to go forth with the story because you're scared of her. And you have every reason to be scared of Alicia. Because she has all your personal information. She got babies with you. She got 4 kids, y'all. 4 kids, 4 different baby daddies. And was arrested for leaving one of the babies in the car while she went and gambled all day in 3-degree weather. She trying to get that video taken down right now.
Right now.
People didn't even know it was her because her face looked different. I got aunties, uncles, family members of different men, multiple different men. There's even a man sitting in jail right now. I got the indictment. And I'm trying to get his family to come on record, to have the courage to say, why is it that every single man that she gets with, why are they all putting hands on you? Why are they all being accused of either touching you? Because the man that's doing 20 years right now in prison, she accused him of taking her vagina without her permission. So you just move on from one bad relationship to another. Everybody is doing the same thing to you. And what's sad is that these men have tried to reach out to Tigger to let him know, but he doesn't know. See, he comes from the old school Hollywood where you just be quiet and let things fester and you let your PR teams work it out. But baby, we in the world of social media, okay? You don't want
Tasha cooking, man. She cooking this girl right here, right? And she doing Big Tigger a favor. She doing Big Tigger a favor because if all these accusations is true, if all these because everything is alleged, because nothing's proven. But one thing we know for certain, 2 things for sure: when a man is accused of something, everybody run with it. When a woman is accused of something, we gotta handle things with kid gloves and caution. But I got 2 daughters and 2 sons. I come straight down the middle. No, wrong is wrong and right is right. And if she's wrong, she should be dealt with the same hand that you would deal with a man with, right? If she's wrong with this.
No controversy because you don't want to mess up your brand deals, but she finna take you down. Because there is a systematic approach to what she does, and it works every single time. And I told you that, Tigger. You can't just sit back and just pray. You got to pray with action. You should have put the case on her, and you should have put a lawsuit on her and a restraining order on her when you booked her and had her booked the first time. That way, she couldn't have said anything. She couldn't have gotten close to you. But because your soft spot allows you to say, oh, that's my baby's mom, she don't give a damn about you. Like she don't give a damn about any of her baby daddies. Now, remember, what did she tell you? Her baby daddies did to the babies or to her to make you believe her and want to come in and play Captain Save-A-Ho.
Now, I'm hold on. Let's keep her up there while I talk. Let's keep that face. And everything that she just said is true, coming from a woman, because I can get it. A lot of times, like we might be dealing with a woman and she might be doing crazy stuff, and be in the house fighting on you. When the cops come, you don't want to press charges on her because she got your child, right? You don't want to send her to jail. You don't want to get a restraining order. But if it's the other way around, oh, she go hard in the paint. She get all that stuff on you. Right? We tend to take it and don't say anything or just move on. Or we won't go to that extent in the way that they would. So this is what Tasha is saying. Like, no, y'all can't be soft because she's gonna bring you down, man. She don't care. She has a pattern where she's showing that she doesn't care about. And this ain't about all women or all men. This is about the people that if I'm talking to you and it's staying, yeah, then if the shoe fit, wear it. Y'all know who y'all are out there. You horrible women out there. You horrible men. Y'all know who y'all are. You got simp men and some of these horrible women. Y'all know who y'all are. So if it sting what I'm saying, what I'm saying, then you know I'm talking to you. The ones that don't bother, they know I'm not talking to them. Those out there, y'all know who you are, right? And Tasha K is hitting it right, hitting it right on top of the head, man. She's hitting it because this happens a lot, man. It happens a lot. And unfortunate, a lot of men are weak. And let me take that back. It's not that a lot of men are weak. I've been through a situation where my son's mom at the time, I didn't want to call the police. I didn't want to do that. I didn't, some stuff had went down and I just let it go, right? And when he came, and then it ended up happening over again, right? And then the police ended up having to get involved because I just didn't want to, I didn't want to send her to jail. So I can relate and I can understand. But Tasha K talking as a sister, like, no, you can't do that, right? You got to protect yourself, right? So, but y'all let me know what y'all think in regards to this. Shout out to Tasha K for being a woman to stand up and speak out and speak your mind and not just believe all women because she is a woman. Shout out to Tasha K for just coming straight down the middle and just loving black people, period, right? It doesn't matter whether it's a woman or a man. I'm gonna call it the way I see it, right? She didn't turn this into a gender war. So shout out to her for that. But y'all let me know what y'all think. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.